Thank you. Brad Radice here, and it's time for our Bulldog Conversation, a unique talk with individuals here at Samford University that are making a difference. And joining us for our Bulldog Conversation is baseball coach Casey Dunn. And Coach, it seems like yesterday we were talking about this season. It comes right around so quickly. How are you guys getting ready for it?
Trying to bundle up right now. I think we're checking out all the cold gear at this point, but we're excited to get going. We'll start up here soon with kind of full team practice and get out there on the field. Unfortunately, we play in this kind of weather regularly, so get used to the mid 30s and low 40s and make the best of it at practice. But usually this time of year it's not a big issue because the kids are so excited to get started. They'll fight through a little cold.
We mentioned the cold. How good has it been having that new field house to get in some work outside of the cold?
It really is a big plus, and people look at it and see it from the team practice standpoint with what, how we don't really miss days anymore. But the biggest asset is just what kids do extra on their own. When practice is over, guys may not stay extra and hit outside in 30-degree weather, but they will stay in a nice indoor building and take extra swings and come up here after class or after dinner and get some extra work in if they're struggling. So the extra reps in a great facility helps probably even more as the lack of missed practice.
Well, practice is about to start. Do you have any sense, do you get a feel as these days come up, what kind of squad you might have?
This will be a little interesting year. It's kind of a mix of kids. We're a young team, but we have a lot of young guys who got experience last year and who have played. And, there's only a few of the newcomers that'll probably be regular contributors, I think. So it's a little different group in the sense of there's some returners, but they're not really returners that were kind of, quote, the guys last year. We lost some of our integral pieces. So some of those guys that were hitting, 6th, 7th in the lineup will now be hitting 3rd and 4th. Mm-hmm. And, the guys that were pitching on Sunday may be pitching on Friday now and things of that nature. So it's going to be a transition in terms of roles and in terms of leadership. But it is nice to at least bring back a lot of guys with some experience.
How hard is that transition for those guys to not be second hat, but now they step into that spotlight and ultimately will try to carry this team?
It just depends. Sometimes it's an easy transition, and I think a couple of our guys who came out of programs and situations where they were the guy, they were the leader, at some really, really good high school programs, I think those guys should transition okay. And our pitching staff is really veteran, but it was a staff last year that was new. So, we had junior college transfer throwing Friday, a true freshman throwing Saturdays. And, I think those two guys went from guys that kind of fulfilled those roles but really didn't take the leadership side of them, that I really hope this year will kind of grab hold and, not just throw those big games, but really lead during those big games for us.
How patient do you have to be as a manager in trying to get these guys acclimated to those new roles? And when typically do you guys hit your stride?
If you look at our program, and I think the positive outlook on where we've been, in the 10 years we've been here, I really think in 7 of those 10 years, we have been much, much better at the end of the season. And I think that's been a testament to what our kids have done. I think it's a testament to what our coaching staff has done, and that's really the way we try to build our season, is to improve as the season progresses. And I really think in 7 of those 10 years you could see drastic changes. Last year being a good example. We took a lot of new faces last year, and kind of scuffled early and ended up with a lead in the last inning of the conference tournament, and at a time where kind of had some bad breaks and got a loss there. But I really do think we were playing our best baseball at the end. So we're accustomed to kind of taking that patient approach in some regards, with the way that we tried to build the year, being better at the end. 3 of the last 4 years we've played, on Sunday of the conference championship. And if you can get to that point, you're 9 innings away from a regional. So that's kind of the outlook. That's the goal. I think this year's schedule does set up to give us the opportunity of an at-large berth if we could have a great year. I think it'll be a really good RPI schedule from that standpoint with who we're playing. With some of the big names, obviously your Alabama, your Auburn, your Mississippi State, your Arizonas, and those teams, everyone knows will have good RPI schedules. But teams like we open with Radford, who's kind of an unknown around here, but Radford will probably be one of the top 2 in the Big South this year, and a top 100 RPI team, I think, at the end of the year. So with them, Jacksonville University, Memphis, some of those teams that may not jump off as a big name, so to speak, I think will all be probably 75 to 100 RPI teams, which can really help if we could put things together early in the season.
That's our Bulldog conversation. Please stick around. Of course, more game action is straight ahead, as is a look at the Brock School of Business scoreboard. You're listening to the Alabama Power Halftime Show on the Samford Sports Network.